everybody. Happy Sunday night. Let me add my very special guests. Hi,
Hey,
girls.
everybody.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. So tonight, guys, I have a special guest, Chrissy, and she is Christine G. That's me, cousin. And she does paranormal investigations. So we're going to get into the Halloween spirit and talk a little ghost hunting. So be sure to put your questions in the chat too if you guys, when you guys have any. I'm so glad to see everybody. I want to tell you guys that before we get started, I just have a couple of really quick things to announce. First of all, I apologize for not going live on Friday, but my girl, Dr. B, is literally in Casa Jen Lou. I'm very excited, and we've been having the time of our lives, just smoking and joking and chit-chatting. It's been a ton of fun. I will not be streaming live from the trial tomorrow because it's Columbus Day in the United States, and it's a holiday, and so therefore there is no court, so there's no trial for me to stream. And that's all I had to say. So we'll get back to...
It's not even called Columbus Day anymore, Jen.
What's it called? What's it called?
Indigenous People Day.
It says Columbus Day on the calendar. When did they change that?
Well, your goddamn calendar is not politically correct.
It's a Bob Ross calendar. I'm shocked.
It makes me so happy that Natasha's there with you.
I know. I'm so happy. Fun. I'm so having so much fun. We are just having the time of our lives.
So, Chrissy, welcome, baby cousin.
Yes. Gotta show up for the cousin.
Yes. Do you want me to sing your song or not?
Oh man. I mean, you can go ahead if you really want to do a true intro.
No, my husband. Actually, Chrissy is my husband, my late husband's cousin, and he used to sing her a song when she was like a baby. But I'm gonna spare everybody because my voice is not half as good as his. But it's just one of those things.
I feel like that was a lot of build up for nothing, Christy. Now you have to at least
Christy girl, the prettiest girl in the whole wide world.
There you go.
Gotta love it. You did it great. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, National Indigenous Peoples Day.
Well, if I offended anybody, I deeply apologize. I was unaware that they had changed the names. So there you go. I apologize.
Poor Christopher Columbus is just, in the afterlife, just cruising along. And then all of a sudden, he just gets his holiday ripped away. But you know what, Christopher?
Whatever, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Especially since I hail from my husband and I both hail from indigenous people. My husband has Native American in him, and I have Mayan and Aztec in me. So I wouldn't fuck with the Jen Lou if I was you.
I'm Native American also. I do as well.
There you go. So see?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
I look like Pocahontas.
Okay, so should we get started, girls?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so...
Tell us all things.
Yeah, tell us everything right now. Just start talking.
I know. It's like there's so much.
Okay, so go ahead, Christine.
Sorry, Jen.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you go ahead and host your own show. Go ahead.
Oh, well, look at you. How about you tell us your most recent paranormal investigation? And
wait.
Jen,
you're doing it wrong. She has to tell us how she got into this in the first place.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Tell us how you got into paranormal researching in the first place.
Yes. Okay, so this was, I think it was just before COVID. So, I mean, what year are we in now? It's been about like 4 years, I think, is when I got into it. I've always, Christine, I've always been into all the creepy stuff, right? Like I've always loved all the ghost shows. I always loved Ghost Adventures or the OG Ghost Hunters and just all
And
of
the
them.
haunted houses. Like you're a big, like, yeah.
Yeah. So, the fictional haunted houses, I love those. I love to get scared. I don't know. I just love it. I think it's kind of an adrenaline rush,
Mhm.
And then I attended my first paranormal investigation at the Carey House in Placerville, California. And that was where I've had my first paranormal experience. And that's
Ooh.
just how it hooked me. Just the group of people I was with, I was just there on like a little paid tour, didn't think much of it. And it was just a really cool haunted hotel. And just all the sequence of events that happened, and it just got me hooked. And I actually was interviewed by the Travel Channel for that one too. So
Ooh.
cool.
Ooh. Christy, was it like Halloween or like were you just out there doing some weird stuff?
No, I don't remember. I think it might have been like in the month of October because a lot of places do paranormal investigations more often for Halloween time. So I think it was around Halloween time, but it wasn't like on Halloween. So I was just ready to do my first one, So it was pretty exciting.
So what happened?
Oh, sorry.
I know,
That's a
right?
Better question. Go ahead.
Yeah, what happened while you were there?
Yeah, so that's when I was still kind of learning all the equipment and stuff too. So, the person that led it, he had like all the gadgets and, all the equipment. I didn't even know the names at that time, but we used a lot of EMF readers, REM pods, and
I don't know what that is.
Huh?
What is that? What is that?
EMF reader. So that's like it's like the little handheld device, and it picks up on like those electromagnetic fields.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it like lights up, to answer questions. So we used a lot of those, and we did get several responses through that. But I would say the biggest part that like completely got me was we were in like it was like the bridal suite, and the bridal suite had a lot of activity because there was like several suicides in that bridal suite many years ago. And we were talking through an ovulus. So an ovulus is where I ask questions, and then the ovulus is like a dictionary that the paranormal can like use that dictionary to speak to us. So it's not necessarily their voice, but it's words that come through. And
I've seen those.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I was in the room, and well, first my dad and my aunt were in the room, and the box kept saying like get out, leave. Like it didn't want them there, and it was just like, wow, okay.
And
And
that
then
spirit seems hostile and
That
not
would
very
have ended my
welcoming.
career. That would have
Right,
been the
right?
end of my paranormal career.
Probably not a ghost that was on the welcoming committee in their former
Yeah.
life. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let it out. And then I walked in the room, and they loved me. They were like, and it was complete switch. It was like, stay, like, hi, how are you? And it just started like just answering every question that we asked. And it was just like,
Wow.
it really just wanted me to stay there. And then as soon as like somebody else would walk in the room, it would like switch, and it's like, leave, get out,
Whoa.
stay. Yeah.
Wow. Now, see, my true crime self would be side-eyeing that ghost. Why do you want me to stay? Why do you want me to stay? What are you? What is your motive here?
Yeah.
So you're like Miss Congeniality of the ghost world?
I mean,
She's the ghost whisperer.
Who doesn't love her though? So.
Well, I some of the evidence I sent you, Christine. I used to have blonde hair. I'm brunette right now, but I used to have blonde hair, and some of the ghosts, like, because like there's a lot of men ghosts like that I've experienced on different like the Navy ships and stuff like that have been in World War II, and they just like they loved blondes. It was the craziest thing. And so it's just funny because when I was blonde, I got a lot of attention from the spirits. It was interesting.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Well,
Yeah,
blondes really do have more fun, apparently,
apparently, I
in
know,
this
but
life and the afterlife.
exactly.
Was it the very first time that happened with the scratch, or was that like way later?
No, the scratch, when I got scratched, that was later after I've been doing it, for a year or so.
Oh, we'll get into that story.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. We will.
But
So that's what hooked you is that first what's the scariest one that you've been on where you um the ghost was, or
yeah,
I don't want to say the ghost was, but the spirit or the atmosphere was just completely like hostile
yeah,
and you needed to GTFO.
yeah. So I've been really lucky. I mean, I feel like well, you have to be really careful doing these because I mean, I have like a whole kit. Like I have sage, we got holy
Oh, I was
water.
gonna ask that.
Yeah, we say our prayers before and after, and I tell them like, you do not follow me home. You leave me alone. Like, you have to be
That
very.
was one of my biggest questions. Like, what do you do to protect yourself?
Yeah. So, yeah, prayers definitely, especially closing prayer, making sure they know, leave me alone. You can't follow me home. You don't have permission. Um, and then, we have sage. So if you really feel like you were dealing with like a maybe more demonic kind of entity, because that does happen,
Mhm.
definitely sage. Some people like holy water. I have a rosary too. Um, so that's kind of the best way to protect yourself. But you also, like, I would never use a Ouija board, like I don't mess
Right.
with that. And a lot of places don't allow you to bring those in there because that's just opening yourself up for
Dark stuff?
demon. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh,
So,
Yeah, because isn't a Ouija board sort of like a
yeah.
door,
yeah,
but
a
it's a door
portal.
in the dark, and you have no idea who's really standing on the other side of it. So you're just
Exactly.
opening a door to whoever, whatever, whenever.
When
Yeah.
I was a kid, I remember I walked to Target with my friend that lived like down the street, and I bought a Ouija board, and like with my money, and I was like pre-driving, I was young, and my mom saw it somehow or like saw the box in my room or something, and I will never forget. She freaked out, and my mom is like super Mexican and really in tune with like things, like very sensitive.
Hmm.
And
Mhm.
I mean, she made like I to the point like I was so freaked out by her reaction and how mad she got. I literally never, ever, ever thought of ever touching another Ouija board. Like she was that serious about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And some people just buy them at what used to be, I don't even know if they exist anymore, Toys R Us, right?
Mhm.
People would just play with them. And I mean, I have friends that are like, oh, yeah, I used to play with those all the time. They're harmless. But I don't know. I'm very like, I don't know if you want to touch that, because it takes that one time and then you're like going through all the horror movies you've seen in your head.
Right.
Like,
They literally
So
have a horror movie called Ouija.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
you know,
so just because you're like a paranormal like enthusiast and investigator, like it doesn't mean that you're like not superstitious about it. Like you still like are.
Exactly. Yeah. Um, and so back to like Jen's question about the like scariest time, like I was saying, like I really make sure I protect myself, and like if I feel the slightest like discomfort, I'll just walk out of the building, because I get a lot of my body starts to feel it,
mhm.
and now I'm more in tune with my body, and like I can kind of like feel when there's a presence, um and it's the weirdest thing, like I'm kid you not, I go numb, like my face, literally half my face goes numb, like as if you were to just get like a shot in your gums to get your like teeth done or whatever.
Right.
Like,
Whoa.
Novocaine.
yeah, Novocaine, that's what I'm thinking of. That's what it feels like my face is like completely numb, and then my ear gets really hot, and it's the weirdest thing. um and then of course I'll just kind of feel lightheaded, or I'll get like a really strong headache. And that's when I usually like feel it and I have to like step out because I'm like, wow, they're all around
Wow.
us. Yeah. Yep.
Do you think that anybody can do it, or do you think that you have to be like a certain level of like in tune already to like be able to do it well?
I think that you have to have an open mind. And you kind of in a way have to like be open to this sort of thing for it to really like affect you like that. Um, but I mean, then again, I have seen people that like are complete skeptics and they walk in a room and they're like, they pass out. I've seen people pass out.
Oh.
I've seen people run out screaming. I've seen people all of a sudden just start crying. I mean, it's crazy how much it affects.
Like Auntie Donna? Like, who were
She's
you
always
talking-
trouble, and she actually she like it was crazy because my mom, she's like she's so sweet and innocent, right? And she's scared of everything. But I brought her on a couple and like she loved it. And it was just like her emotions got to her a little bit though, because it's really sad sometimes because you could be communicating with a little like a 4-year-old little girl that has died from some sort of disease, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so it can be really sad and
Oh my
emotional.
gosh, have you done that?
Oh
Have you
yeah.
talked to kids? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Emma at the Mackie Mansion in Virginia City, Nevada. It was yeah. She
Oh,
was
wow.
Whoa.
yeah, and that mansion has so much activity. I've done a lot of stuff there, and I mean, the mansion caretaker, they have so much EVP evidence, like voices coming through on their recorders and stuff, of little girls being like, I want my mommy, or
Oh,
just
wow.
giggling, or saying, like, Johnny, stop, or, like crazy stuff. They get some good EVPs there.
Oh, wow. Now, do you find that doing the paranormal investigations, can you do it at any time of the day, or is it best when the veil is the thinnest, which is at night?
Yeah, so I get asked that a lot, and it's like, it's funny because I'm like, every time I've done paranormal investigations during the day,
Mhm.
I don't know, I don't feel it as much. So I think it's more active at night. Um,
Okay.
and all the equipment and stuff that I use, a lot of it is like light up equipment and stuff that like you can see better when it's dark. Um,
Okay. Okay.
so I'm more of like at nighttime, but you can ask any investigator and they might say something different every time. You know what I mean? So
Right. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You
yeah.
know what? So Chrissy's shared with us like 2 videos of weird things happening. And you know what I adored about when I watched those was the way that you guys talk to
Oh,
the
God.
spirits was like so unexpected and like cute. Like you guys were like really like encouraging, like great job. And it was like so unexpected, but like okay, they probably like that.
Yeah. No, the biggest thing is because I do not provoke. That is one thing I won't do. Some paranormal investigators do, but I don't. And I just like to be there and like let them know I appreciate them and I appreciate them coming through and like communicating with us. And so I really make sure that they know that and that we're being like really respectful. And that because I can't speak for other people, but I usually let them know, hey, I'm opening myself up to you. You can use my energy. It's okay if you make me feel tired. It's okay if you give me a headache. But if you need my energy to be able to communicate with me, I give you that permission. And like, because it takes a lot out of them to communicate. Because like, we'll get stuff like boom, 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 like back to back for an hour straight. And then all of a sudden, nothing. And
Right.
yeah, just really be respectful, kind of let them know, if you feel comfortable, like kind of, hey, you can use my energy. That's okay. But
Christy, I want to go with you next time. Like
yeah,
I'm like totally sold. Like let's plan a trip, please. I want to go. I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
yeah, yeah,
So, one of the questions from chat is, what main tools does a paranormal investigator need?
yeah. Well, for starters, definitely always want to get an EMF reader. They're like the little handheld devices. You can get them for $20 on Amazon. And those are awesome. They light up from like a green color all the way to a red color, and they can respond, are you a female? And then it could respond by lighting the tool up. So that one is a big one. I would say a spirit box is another one. It's one of my favorites. I have the SB 137 spirit box. And that one pretty much scans all the radio frequencies really, really fast. And the idea is you ask questions and voices come through the spirit box answering you. And those are very successful. I've had great responses through those, which those are I have some other stories for you later on. I'm sure Christine will get to those.
How much does something like that cost? Sorry, how much
box? I think a spirit box is like $75.
But like people have like an app on their phone. What do you think about that?
Okay, so the apps, I don't like them, but other people like to use them. So I just think that they're a little bit faulty. Because when I investigate, my phone's always on airplane mode because your cell phone can always affect your responses and such. So like the cellular data and all that kind of stuff. So I put mine in airplane mode. But a lot of people like to use apps, but I don't. Just because I think some of them just always seem, I don't know, they don't seem very reliable from what I've experienced so far.
So isn't the purpose of a spirit box, it scrolls through the AM and it's intended to pick up the white noise, right?
Yeah.
The in-between stations. And so I would think that an app on your phone wouldn't really necessarily be able to do that. There's something about tuning a radio, because that's really, sort of the same principle, right?
Yeah.
That I would think would be better than, say, an app.
What about like people like they do like they'll do like the box, like the EVP box thing, and but they won't hear anything right then, and then they have to go back and listen later. Is that like?
That's another big tool. I have like one of those recorders. You have to be careful on which recorder that you buy because like I had like this fancy one and it was horrible. I couldn't hear much on it, but then I got like one of the old school ones that actually like all the investigators, like the professionals on TV use. And I get a lot of voices through there. We'll have to go through those another time, but we get a lot of good stuff on recorders, like
you're talking about like an old school needs a tape recorder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mine, it has like batteries, but like I was telling Christine, I wanted to try to go through it for this live, but it's so old school. I have to figure out a cord to like hook it up to the computer and like all this crazy stuff.
Can you like enhance the audio like after and like hear things more even, or is it just like?
Yeah, I think you could if you like downloaded it onto the computer. Yeah.
Ooh.
But I have a lot of good stuff. So like if we did that, Christine, we could probably.
I want to do it.
Yeah. I have some good stuff. Like, yeah, it would be fun.
Where's a good place in California, or where's a good place that you haven't been yet? Like, how about like that mansion?
Yeah, what's your
castle?
dream place to go?
Well, Ed and Lorraine Lawrence are one place. Yeah, that would be awesome. And like
their museum, that place.
Yeah.
Okay. With the doll. I don't know about that.
Yeah, or the Conjuring home. You know what I'm talking about?
The Perron family farm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds scary. You just tell me when to go. Don't tell me where we're going. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm already like, actually, that sounds too spooky. Let's try something easier.
She's already backing out. She in 5 seconds. First it was, I want to go. I'm so excited. Let's do it. Let's go, 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 go. And now she's like,
Well,
but wait, there's like
Jen, remember
37
when I was
other,
telling you?
yeah, there's like 37 places I won't go.
I told Jen, like, when we first discussed having this live, Chrissy, I was like, listen, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't know, she's so brave, I couldn't do it. I was like, there's not a lot of things that you can control in life, but like having to like jump off of like a dock running from a ghost ship and like breaking my knees or something is something that I can control, and I'm not about it. So wherever we go has to be flat ground.
Okay. I think you'll be fine. You'll be fine. But
I feel like that even if you were on a ship, Christine, I really don't think it would be that serious where you would need to jump off the ship onto a dock and
Jen, you don't
risk
know me. I'm
breaking
already
your
scared.
legs.
well, it's really
Couldn't
not
you like
that
tuck
scary.
and roll? I mean, you don't need to jump.
Oh my gosh.
There's also, if it's a ship, it's probably surrounded by water. Wouldn't it be safer to go in the damn water?
You know what? I'm not safe on ships or steady ground. I broke my knee on the ground after getting off. I had my wedding on a yacht, and I made it through that whole part. And then when we got onto the land to have our reception, and I was dancing, I broke my knee.
So maybe for Christine, the best thing for her would be to be on a Skype or a FaceTime where just remote ghost chasing.
Put her in a bubble suit.
Right. Like one of those hamster wheel those hamster balls. Stick her in one of
We
those.
could do this from the parking lot, right, Chris?
Oh wow,
Okay.
Gina! Look what Gina wrote. We will soon be going into my brother's house where I found him deceased. My mom and dad also passed in this house at different times, and I feel there is something very negative there. Well, you will definitely have to go. I'm sorry about your family passing, first of all, but after beyond that, if you're going to go investigate, you're going to have to come back here and tell us any results that you may or may not get. I want to follow up with you. I'm curious
Christy,
about that.
Are you ever scared, like, before, like in the parking lot, and then you go do it anyway, or like you're just like super excited about it all the time?
Here she goes.
I've never been so scared that I'm like, I've never been really scared to where I'm like running out of the place. I don't know. It's just like when you do it, it's a whole different vibe. Like, I don't know. My adrenaline gets going, and like I'm so fascinated by it. I'm just like, give me more, And
Right,
like,
the curiosity overrides any fear that you may have or nervousness.
Well, it sounds like she does it very respectfully too. So that's like what makes me be like, I would totally be down to do it because
I was going to ask about that because of course I watch all the Travel Channel stuff, and one of the shows that I watch a lot of is the Dead Files, which they don't have it on the Travel Channel anymore. You got to go to Discovery Plus. But when Amy, she's there, she's a physical medium, and when she finds out that anybody has had paranormal investigators in there, she gets all upset and angry and says that it's, that you're torturing the spirits, that you're, how would you like it if somebody came into your house and asked you a ton of questions and tried to get you to perform or whatever, it's disrespectful. But that's her feeling about it. I feel like, I'm sure that there are people that are, it's human beings we're dealing with here. So I would imagine that like there are disrespectful human beings. So there's probably disrespectful paranormal investigators, but it sounds to me like you do it in a very, you have a healthy respect and are not disrespectful. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Amy sometimes be looking for a reason to get her panties in a twist. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah, what's funny is she's actually from where I live. I think she lived in Placerville, California growing up.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's funny. But I don't know. Like, there are definitely very disrespectful paranormal investigators, and that's why I don't provoke or anything like that. And there are some spirits that are probably like, hey, like, I'm not a circus act, leave me alone. But there are also others that you can totally feel that this is what makes them happy. This is nice because, there's like some people believe they're stuck there. Some people
Mm-hmm.
believe that they don't even know that they died. Or, so sometimes you have to be careful about what you say. Depending on the location, sometimes they prohibit you from saying things like, when did you die?
Oh,
They don't
asking
want you to
about,
ask
yeah,
that. They just want you to
yeah.
stick to other types of questions that don't have to do with their death. So,
Plus, I mean, that is kind of invasive if you think about it, right? Because
mhm.
you wouldn't ask a living person to go into the details of a loved one's death. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So why would you, be at, you just met this person, this spirit. So it is a little forward, I think. Maybe on a second or third date, but not the first. I
yeah,
agree. Best to
yeah,
be respectful.
yeah. And I think the coolest paranormal investigations is I love doing them with a medium. And mediums are so amazing. I've seen a medium like come into like an investigation, and they literally like helped somebody, like a spirit, move
Mhm.
on and go to the other side. And like they were stuck there, and like there was tears, there was emotion. She was like getting sick. She was like, it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, is this happening
Wow.
right now? Like, it's stuff that you see in Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
it was
right.
wild. And ever since that, I'm like, wow, like, you're a medium, or you think you have those medium, capabilities or whatever. Like, I want to go on an investigation with you because
Yeah.
it's amazing for sure.
I have a question. So like you must have like along the years like met like other, paranormal investigators and enthusiasts and stuff. Like is it like you all like what is that community like? Like do you all like share like the experiences like happily or like people like possessive about it? Like this is my ghost. I'm talking to my ghost. Or like like how is that like dynamic?
Yeah. Most of the time, so I have some really good groups that I go with a lot. They are like bigger groups where they have like a YouTube channel, and they have, Instagram, and they have all that. I don't have any of that kind of stuff with my evidence, but they do, and they're really cool to go with. They're called Lingering Souls Paranormal, and I do a lot of tours with them, and they're really like fun, and they like to have new people, and like, if you want to learn something, and they have that experience, they'll teach you all about like the different like the SLS camera or whatever kind of, tool that you want to use, and you don't know how to do it, they'll teach you. And there's some really good groups like that. um and sharing evidence is another big thing. And we just kind of talk about like our stories and stuff like that together. And that's really fun to do for sure. It's like a
Mhm.
little community of people, that do this.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
That's super cool.
Yeah, for sure. But there are some like interesting
Oh, I'm
interesting
sure.
people. Yeah. And those people I just don't go on anymore with, and I've just had people that kind of like, they're just like, you're not doing it right. Or I've had one lady like shush me because I was like talking too loudly to the spirit. And I'm like, well, why do I have to be super quiet? Do you think it can only hear me because I'm being quiet? Like, I don't know. It was strange. Um,
That's an interesting request to think about, like,
yeah,
that you need to lower your volume, that the spirit is potentially sound sensitive. It would
yeah.
seem to me through science, bitches, that you're talking to something that is on a different plane of existence, and therefore it might be difficult for the spirit to hear you, so projecting your voice might be a good idea.
Yeah.
be funny though if you had been shushed and they came back on the Ovilus and was like, "I can't hear you." That would have been funny. That's the kind of
Oh,
ghost
right.
I would be.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I don't know. So, and there's some people that just kind of just sit there and like don't say anything. And I'm like, well, we got to interact. So, sometimes people just don't really know how to do it, I guess. And some people feel uncomfortable doing it. I get it. I mean, sometimes you feel like you're talking to nothing, right? You're just talking to a door or a wall. But, if you feel like there's something there, then it feels like you're speaking to somebody. So,
I have a question.
Right,
Do
right.
you actually? I have two questions. I'm just going to say them both, and then so I don't forget. Do you do you go only for like a few hours, or have you ever like spent the night, like, or like how does that work? And then also, do you always think it's like a spirit or like a ghost talking, or like do you think like you ever talk to like aliens?
I love those questions. So so I feel like I'm usually talking to spirits. We had like an alien interaction yet, but um, who knows? I believe in aliens too, but that's a whole other thing. Um, but no, I've always felt like I was talking to a spirit. Sometimes though, I think it might not necessarily be a person. It might just be more of that residual energy that's like in a house or in a hotel or on the ship or something, like sounds and noises. It might not be necessarily talking to somebody, but it might be like something, I guess you could say. Does that make sense?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. So like, like if I knock on the table twice, then maybe I might get a knock back on the wall twice. Or I'll hear like footsteps going up the stairs, but that could also be residual, not necessarily like somebody
So
talking.
how would you tell the difference between an actual spirit versus residual energy?
Um, I don't know. I guess it depends. Like, are they answering questions or are you just hearing
I
sound?
see.
You
I
know what?
see. Mhm.
Yeah.
Are they
Uh,
interacting with you and, like, getting what does Zach always say? And I like him for just because sometimes he's so extra, but I do think he's a little disrespectful. He's a lot disrespectful, to be quite honest. But anyway, that's not the point. But,
yeah.
like, what is the term he uses? Intelligent responses.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And like if you smell like a cigar or something, like I've had times where I walk into
oh,
a smell like the old cigar or cigarette that somebody smoked when they were there living.
Mhm.
But that kind of stuff is like more residual too.
so so you think that like a like land or like a place or whatever can like hold on to like I don't know
Memories. Yeah.
a trauma, yeah, like a traumatizing night, and it just replays that night over and over and over,
Yep.
or like,
Yep. I
ooh,
100% do think that. Yeah.
But can a place hold on to positive residual energy as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's why like if you walk into like a house that they call haunted, well, it's like you can feel like an energy. Is it like more negative, sad, like depressing kind of energy, or is it like, oh wow, I feel energized and happy? And like I've had spirits that loved music and wanted us to take video recordings, and that's how they would respond, is if you dance or if you sing, like stuff like that. Like it just depends on that energy for sure.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, what was your other question, Christine? Now I forgot.
do you like stay the night, or is it just like a
Oh
Oh
few
yeah,
yeah.
like hours?
yeah. So I can spend the night at some places, but like I don't know. I feel like I usually get what I need within like 3 or 4 hours. But I mean, I've done some investigations where it's like 6 hours. I've done some where it's only an hour. And there are some that I do want to spend the night at, but I just haven't done it yet.
Are there places that are like not a tour, like you've been the first one there, or like it's like just like not like off the beaten path and like like that, or
Um, No, I've pretty much been a lot of places that like we've gained access to, like because that somebody else has already like done tours or something there. Um well, actually, I've done, now that I think about it, I've done one in Jackson, California. Or no, Plymouth, California, and it was actually his house, and he rents it out as an Airbnb, and it's like super haunted, and so I got to investigate there, and I was part of the first group, so that was really cool.
Whoa.
Yeah, and he has a cemetery like next door to his house, so that on top of it is already,
Oh, have you ever gone to a cemetery?
Oh yeah, I love cemeteries.
That
Yeah,
sounds scary.
but cemeteries are the least scary, because I personally believe that, you know, when you're in a cemetery, your soul has already moved on. And so if I was a ghost or a spirit, right, why would you want to hang out at a cemetery, right?
It
So
doesn't
I,
seem like a fun hangout. I would much rather be around other people that I've always said if I was a ghost, I would be the ghost of inconvenience. Like I would just do little things,
yeah,
because that's who I was I am in life. I'm mischievous in life, so I would be definitely mischievous in the afterlife. And
yeah,
so yeah, I wouldn't want to be hanging around the cemetery. There's nothing to do there.
yeah, yeah.
Are,
Okay, so I like them because they're really cool and really beautiful to look at, and I like to,
Mhm.
especially old cemeteries. So I like to go to them just to walk around and like, hang out for a minute kind of thing and take
Mhm.
pictures. But I never really do investigating at a cemetery. So
are like there are these like places that like you're only getting in like on a referral like from like other investigators like
sometimes,
no amateurs and stuff.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes I have a lot of contacts and I'll just text them and be like, "Hey, can I come investigate the Mackie Mansion in Virginia City for, however many hours?" She's like, "Oh, yeah, sure." And then I have this whole mansion from the 1800s to myself and it's
Tell
like,
us about that place.
"Huh?"
Tell us
Well,
about
wait,
that place.
before you tell
Oh,
us
sorry.
about that place, Gina wants to know, is there any way I'm not gonna call you this word, Gina. You're not I'm not saying it. You call to make me. Is there any way for someone like me to clear out negative energy? That's what she wants to know.
Yeah, I would say sage. You could always sage like your home or wherever you spend like time. Definitely sage is like a big thing that a lot of people do to clear out that negative energy and just kind of refresh their space for
But is
sure.
there a way to do like sage wrong? Like, how do you do it that you know that you're doing it right? You're getting them out nice and clear.
Well, I don't really sage my house very often because I to be honest, like I haven't ever really felt like something has followed me home or I had like a negative energy with me at home. It's more so like I sage or like somebody saged like around my body or like, you know what I mean, before I leave the location.
Are
Um,
there like certain words that you're supposed to use that like
uh,
other people don't know about? Like,
well, you could Google it. No,
okay,
but
well, all right.
well, like
Slide's over.
yeah, yeah, we've had like closing prayers that, we've said just to kind of like, you know,
Like, what are like the key words? Like you, you know what I mean? Like, what are like things that like it's a good idea to say something like you just say like along the lines of like how you said like don't follow me, you don't have my permission. Is that something specific or just something that like you've come to like say because it makes you feel better?
yeah, that's usually what I say. And it just kind of depends on the location and whatever comes to me. I just like kind of am like, hey,
And
you
then
like follow me, leave me alone. I'm saging my body and like you got to stay away from me. No negative spirits, no negative entities. Like, yeah, I just kind of say
so you
something.
can't really do it wrong like if you have the like an intention to like
Yeah,
cleanse
there's
your
not like
space.
a chant. Yeah, I don't really think there's a chant or like
Well, no,
Or I mean like
I always heard that it's the direction, that there's a specific
yeah.
direction that you have to sage, that when you
Or like, what if it's
um
middle of night and you can't open all the doors and the windows, but you feel scared? Like, can you still sage, or is it going to be trapped in there with you still?
I don't know.
Jen?
Yeah.
I would think you would ask a curandera. That's who I would go to, or a bruja. That's where I would go, but that's just me.
Ask the people that you buy the sage from. They'll know.
There you go.
All the, yeah, like, or
So
like
this
the
Mackie
herbal shop.
Mansion thing, is
Uh-huh.
that the same? Is that Bobby Mackey's, or is that a different place?
Yeah, so it is, no, it's why am I drawing a blank? What is their first names?
Because
I call them Mr. Mackey, Mrs. how I address them. Bobby, it's not Bobby. It's not Bobby.
because you know where I'm talking about, Bobby Mackey's. It's a the Ghost Adventures guys. There's been actually a ton of people that have gone out there and done investigations, and Zach Bagans thinks it's like a portal to hell, like it's a hell mouth.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I feel like it's not. I feel like it's a bar, but at one point it was like a house.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's something different, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, the Mackie Mansion, it has a lot of history. I know Johnny Depp stayed there too when he was making a movie. I don't remember which movie it was, but he wanted to stay in that mansion by himself with no one there in a specific room to get into character.
Secret Window?
Movie. No.
Secret Window. Oh.
I don't think it's...
That's the one movie she knew too. Poor Christine G. She only knows like 3 or 4 movies, and that's the one she knew.
Molson Man be so proud.
It's John Mackey. Sorry.
John Mackey. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because it's Sunday night, Christine G. He's watching the game. Football's on.
So is that place like a referral only place, or is that like somewhere like you can go online and sign up for a thing?
No, other people can go to that mansion. But like you have to like go on like a tour, and usually you're with like other people, and they do like daytime little like history tours and stuff like that. So
when you went to Hawaii, did you do the Pearl Harbor or anything?
The Arizona? No. The USS Arizona?
No, when I was in Hawaii, I didn't do anything ghost related. There wasn't because I went to Maui, and that's a different island than where. Yeah. So I didn't do too much there. No. Where I did my ship investigations was in Southern California. I did the Queen Mary, which is like super famous ship.
We have pictures of this, right?
Yeah. You want me to put the video on? I can. Hold on. Let me do
Mary
that.
was a different one, but the other one was USS Hornet, and that's what I sent pictures to you of. Yeah.
All right. So let me show that real quick. I don't know why it did it that way. I wanted it to be, I guess if you share it that way, you can't talk over it. But I can do it this way. Let me share a video
file. You made a whole-on movie.
I didn't make a whole-on movie, maniac. I'm just going to share it. I'll share it this way, and then you can talk over it. That way you can, it's just sometimes StreamYard like has an issue when you do it this way, and it'll like buffer real bad or make the stream not good, but we're going to try it. It's not that long. I mean, the long part is where you
talk to the
ghost. So what are we looking at here in this picture?
Yeah. So let's see. So this one, that's at the Mackie Mansion.
Can you see buffering? There we go.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, because you were cutting out for a second. Yeah, so this is the Mackie Mansion. So this one, I don't know, it was kind of cool. So we took 2 pictures back to back, and this picture here, I don't know if you can see on the chair, there's like this mist figure, kind of hovering over that chair.
I can see it.
I see that.
Yeah.
I see it.
And that was in Mr. Mackey's bedroom of the two. It was like I think it's like 3 or 4 story mansion.
Is there murders here, or what's scary about this place?
Yeah, there was a lot of suicide, a lot of murder.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And this is like very historical building. All of this furniture, like this bed frame, and they have like a bunch of stuff in the room. It's all still original from the 1800s. It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, let me push play.
People get married there?
Yeah. So this
Look at
one,
that. Ooh.
this one is like a little orb that I got. So one of the best things if you do go on a paranormal investigation is always use your camera like on your phone and use the live feature if you have like iPhone. And I captured this orb in live. So like it wasn't in the regular picture, but when you hit live, like you could see the orb. It was pretty trippy.
Oh, because it takes a bunch of like pictures real quick.
Yeah. And
Wow.
I'm very cautious with like orbs and stuff because like a lot of times it could just be like, dust or a bug or something. But this one was pretty cool, and it's very circular and I don't know.
Solid. It's almost solid.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
Like
thought that
you can see it's in front of you, but your pants are not coming through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That night we got a lot of cool stuff for sure.
What is that?
That's my scratch. It's little, but it's mighty, okay? So
Yeah, I'm not trying to get scratched by a ghost.
yeah, so it was crazy. I was just sitting there asking questions, and I was just like, guys, like my neck feels like it's burning. Like it didn't feel like a cat scratch. It felt just kind of like a burning sensation. And they looked at my neck and were like, no, we don't see anything. And then like 30 seconds to a minute later, I'm like, no, guys, like I'm serious. Something is on my neck, like it's burning. And so the caretaker of the Mackie Mansion, she like pulled my hair back, and we watched this like little scratch on my neck just develop right before our eyes. And I was like, that is crazy. And so that was like the first time I've ever physically been affected. And is when I got scratched. That was the first time. And so that was like, most people would be scared, but me, I'm like, wow, that's amazing,
Wow.
That's not the one that scared you, or like you had to take a break?
I just like made sure like, hey, maybe don't scratch people, like,
Oh, she talks to them so cute.
Yeah, just pat me on the shoulder. No need to scratch, okay? And
Yeah.
be nice.
We don't need violence. There's never a reason for violence.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I think that's the same
Oh,
one.
it's not there now.
Is.
Yeah, but the shadow thing was not there. Look at that ship. That looks scary.
Yeah. So this is when I have my blonde hair.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening. I just wanted to push pause because this is where it's audio, so I want to pause it
Oh,
for you.
yeah. So this is the Uss Hornet. Amazing experience. So it was an old ship that was in World War II, actually, a battleship. And there is just tons and tons of activity on this ship. And so the video that you're about to play, they actually like turned the flashlight on and off on command. And that was probably like the most awesome evidence I've had in a while. So yeah.
All right, I'm gonna play it real quick. Okay, here we go.
Listen how she talks to them.
We're here talking to you.
Let me out. You want me to? I'm sorry. That's up to your doctor. If you can't move, you're kind of stuck, which is probably like, well, I don't want to get out of here. Do you want us to take some video? Yeah, they know what.
I'm taking a video.
Drone.
Oh,
drone.
There it lit up.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you. I got it on video.
Awesome.
We got to see you on video. Thank you.
This says drone. Well, I'm studying to be a drone pilot, so maybe they know what that is. We've had drones on the ship before for events. I'm going to learn how to fly one.
Can you light up the bear that's next to the flashlight?
Yep, she's taking video like you asked.
Yep. We're getting the flashlights going on and off.
Yeah.
No, we got drones.
Nuts. They want video recording.
Yeah.
Table.
All right. So we're.
Oh, I'm videotaping you on the table.
Yep, you're on the table.
Man, I wish we had an SLS right now.
I know.
Hi, Sam.
Again.
'Cause I would have taken it to look at all the chairs when they kept saying on chair.
Do you want us to dance? Is that what you want? You want to dance?
That poll earlier.
Grandma.
Whoa.
Oh, Grandma again.
If you turn the light
What's
on.
happening?
What?
It's a party.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Is that go stand there?
Please,
Hurry, we have to leave.
we gotta leave you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, how long can you keep it on? Do it for 10 seconds. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. You're so one. Good job. Okay, everybody, we have to. Aww.
Press pause. How many people are there?
At that one, because there was like a bunch of different groups of people. Because they only open that ship up for investigating like twice a month, I think it is. So with me, I think there was like 8 people.
Was your dad there?
No.
Oh.
No. Yeah, so that one was pretty cool because I literally was like, it turned on and then I counted from 10 down to 1 and it shut off. And I was
That countdown was crazy.
Yeah. And then before that, it came through on like another device. I didn't get it on camera, but it was like telling us to videotape it. So that's why we were
Oh,
saying,
wow.
hey, we're videoing you, we're doing what you want. Can you show us something before we go, And then it did that.
Doesn't
Oh, wow.
she talk to them so nicely and so cute?
Yes.
I love it.
So polite. You have the best manners.
Yes.
And that's
Gosh, she's a
important.
great babysitter too.
Let me tell you something. I am not a person in life that wants to be bossed around. So I would not be amenable as a spirit to be bossed around. So I appreciate the fact that you are, saying please and thank you and just being respectful. I had to come in I got to charge my phone. My computer, and I just dropped my mouse.
It's
Sorry about
it's
that.
so unexpected that like you hear like a paranormal investigator talking to them like that instead of just like show me this or show me that,
Yes.
And it's so unexpected, but it makes me love it. Like
I like
that's
it.
why, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the other people, you could kind of hear them talking, and it's just funny because we all get into it, and like when I show, like I nerd out on it, right? And then other
Right.
people, oh, she's nerding out on it. That means I can kind of let loose and do the same, and so then
Yeah.
it's fun when you get it with a good group.
Yeah, I bet.
Don't get her.
Okay, let me push play.
Like blondes.
Yes.
That is funny.
Do you like when I talk to you? Do you like hearing from me?
I guess you're happy that the tours is starting again. Do you like having the people come through here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, grandpa too?
yeah.
So we're down again.
Cool.
Well, that's good. We like hanging out with you.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us?
We've been down to our.
Are you just passing through? Did you work in this area of the ship? If not.
I'm sorry,
He's more
Sam.
concentrated on the female pulchritude, the blonde hair.
Are they talking about your blonde hair?
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yep,
good.
they love my blonde hair.
Did you have a wife that had blonde hair? Did she have blonde hair?
Did you touch her earlier?
Oh,
Oh.
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it touched me on my shoulder earlier.
All right.
Did she
Oh,
tell you?
wow.
I did. Thank you.
Better than a slap or a scratch.
Yeah, we stay nice here.
Hold on, I gotta pause this just really quick.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Sam. As you know, Dr. B is here, and I got a little like caught up, and I know this is your very favorite subject, and I'm sorry. I feel awful. You may deduct 11 billion points from, I'm not a Gryffindor, from Slytherin if you need to. I'll understand. You could take some off the talent portion too, and the congeniality, clearly. All right, now I'm going to push play. I apologize, babe, because I know you are into this stuff. I'm sorry. I'm terrible. All right, here we go.
You travel to other places?
If not.
Do you travel around other places of the ship? Do you just stay here? Is this where you like to hang out for supper? Or what do they call it? Chow?
Yeah, this is a treat place.
Snack bar,
Yeah, not a dinner place.
Oh.
or if you missed a meal, you could come in and get a hot dog or a hamburger.
Did they have to pay for it?
Yeah.
Like a quarter and a nickel and stuff like that?
Yep, worse to that effect.
Okay.
And this was neutral ground, so if an officer was standing.
These look like creepy beds.
Oh yeah.
Wait, hold on. I want to go back to this one just a second. This one. Okay, so what are we looking at here, babe?
So this is the Preston Castle in Ione, California. Preston Castle, I have that one blew my mind. That one I just did back in May, and it's really expensive to do and really hard to get in on their investigation. So that was like the best day of my life. I'm not even kidding. It's amazing. And it's an old like reformatory school for boys. And the Preston Castle had so much activity, like so much stuff that like I just heard and saw and felt with my own eyes, ears.
Mm-hmm.
It's like stuff I couldn't even get all on camera. But in this picture, I don't think it's showing because it was a live photo that I sent you, Christine.
Yeah, I couldn't get it to.
It's really trippy though. It was a live photo, and I took just a picture of this beds. But when you click the photo to make it go live, there's like this whole weird like apparition on the side of the photo, and no one was next to me. The room was like empty, all in front of me. And it's like this whole apparition, and you can almost see through it. And it just pops in and out of the live photo. So it's kind of a bummer that we can't see it on here. So that's what this was from.
So was the apparition, you think that of like a child or more an adult, or what you thinking? Female, male? What was your sense?
Because like it was just like you couldn't really tell all of that in this photo. It was just like almost like their arm in a way, like
I see.
arm area. Yeah, it was kind of weird. But I felt like I was talking to there was a lot of residual energy in that castle. A lot of sounds, a lot of noises, footsteps. We got tons of moaning, like, oh, or
Okay.
and we all would just hear it, but it was, of course, like I wasn't recording. It also drained our batteries on literally everything. Like we had video cameras, we had SLS cameras, everything, and we had fully charged everything, new batteries, and everything drained within 10 minutes. It was wild.
Wow.
Yeah, so when that stuff's on ghost shows, that's real. It does drain the batteries out of everything.
That SLS camera, that's the thing, like this the with the dots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like from isn't it from the Xbox?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's really cool because like you'll just kind of be walking around with it, and then like a stick figure will all of a sudden appear, and those are really fun to play with too, for sure.
Because I did have, what is it that comes with, what is that thing called? Because all I can think of is the Wii, with, and that's not the same thing. But what's the thing that you get with the Xbox that makes it do that?
Xbox Connect or something?
Connect, yeah, the
Yeah.
Connect. So can you? Because remember they did Paranormal Activity, and that's what they used.
Yeah.
But is that true? Can you use that, or do you
Yeah.
have? Okay,
Yeah,
I'll have to.
people make their own SLS cameras all the time. I don't even have my own right now because I'm not like super tech savvy to make my own. And they're really expensive to buy already put together. But so a lot of people that I go with already have a bunch like made. But yeah, they're really cool. They're really cool.
Interesting, because I'll have to. Huh. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's a YouTube video out there, y'all.
Oh,
YouTube has all the things to be
Exactly.
putting stuff together. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me push play. This next one, I knew when I downloaded this one, I saw immediately.
Yeah, the orb, that
Mhm.
huge. It's huge. It's like the biggest orb I've ever caught on camera, and it definitely wasn't like flash or that's definitely not a bug or dust, right? I don't know.
Right.
It's the unexplained.
So
Jen,
fascinating.
I tried to like take a screenshot of like the figure in that picture with the beds.
Okay.
It's on if you can
Is
see
it on?
it.
Did you send it to me Messenger?
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, you
Let
can
me get
totally
over.
see like there
Let
was
me get.
nobody standing next to you.
No, that's the weird part. I
Let
know.
me get over there. Thanks, Christine. When my after my mom passed away, my sister and I had to go and get her stuff out of her apartment, right? We had to pack her up. And my sister and I were she didn't she's she's in Georgia and I was in Texas at the time. And so I forget why what it was that I was what the reason was I was taking a picture. I think it was because I was going through some of like my mom's clothing or whatever. Basically, we packed her whole apartment up and put it in a U-Haul. And then they drove back to Georgia, and the U-Haul was still here in Texas. And so my husband and the kids and I all unpacked it, and because they didn't have time to stay or whatever. And so I think I was showing my sister something or other, and I got just an incredible amount of orbs, and I was showing people and they're like, "Oh no, that's glare from the windows." And I was like, "I don't think so, because I know how light works, and that's not that." But it was all around like her stuff. It was fascinating. Okay, so I've downloaded these now, and I'm going to upload them to the StreamYard right quick and show you guys. I'm just uploading them the way that you sent them, Christine. Is that okay? Or did you want me to like crop out your camera roll? Are you sure?
Oh, I don't care. No, I don't
Okay.
care. I was trying
All
to
right.
like get this. It was hard to get the screenshot, but I did it.
I'm proud of you. Well done, ma'am.
Gina asked in the chat that she said, "Chrissy, do you think it's your energy that draws the spirits to you?" And I don't know your answer yet, but I said I definitely think it is, because you're so like friendly and like bubbly, like I
Yeah.
just think it's probably something that like you think a paranormal investigation is going to be like this like dreary, scary, spooky thing, and you're like so friendly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that my energy and like the attitude that you have going into it for sure does help. But there are times where they're not drawn to me, that they only respond to like other people in the room. It just really depends. And it's pretty
Does that hurt
crazy.
your feels? Like, is it disappointing?
No, because it's kind of like cool to just kind of like spectate versus, like having to do it all. But I don't know. It just kind of differs every time. But definitely your attitude going into it, the more open you are, they sense that. And you might be the one they choose that day.
Okay, so this is the screenshot that
Oh
Christine
yeah.
took. And it's, if you're looking at it, it's whatever, it's on your left for
Yeah.
for the
On the
members of
edge.
the audience on the edge. I don't know if there's a
A live
way.
photo has like you could see even more, but it's so hard to get a screenshot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can see. So I don't know if you're on phones or laptops, but like on my phone, I can zoom in and
I'm thinking that I think you can do it. If I don't, isn't it like control and then the fuck? That's super professional, Jen. Throwing out the F-bomb while you're trying to think. Big dummy. Oh, here it is. Oh, it only does it for me. It won't do it for you guys. Okay. So probably better to now I have to fix it. Now I zoomed in for myself like a big dork. There we go. It does it for me, but it won't do it for you. I can see it bigger, but anyway, put it on your TV, y'all. Then you'll be able to see it. All right, and this is the one that you see that this is the one you can really see it really well.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like I don't really know what it is, right? Like it's so unexplained, but it's something. And because after investigations, I just go through all my footage and I just like zoom in and I look and I'm like, okay, do I have anything? And this one, I was like, wow, what the heck is that? Because it wasn't my finger blocking the camera or anything. There was no one next to me, and it's like a odd color. You can almost see through it. Almost.
Yeah, it's flesh colored, but almost translucent at the same time. Like if you took a photograph and turned the transparency down.
Yeah. That one was really strange.
Like I did on the thumbnail over here on La Llorona. I made her translucent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a scary one. Hey, I have a question. Chrissy, what do you think about have you like Bloody Mary, or like have you heard of, or like that game like light as a feather, stiff as a board? Have you ever heard of that? Or is that
Oh
something
crap! I
Yeah.
want to hear the answer to this, but I gotta run and I left my drink outside. I'll be right back.
Hold on, Jeopardy music.
No, just go ahead. That reminds me. I was gonna have some ambiance for us. Let's see if you guys can hear that. Can y'all hear that?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You can't hear it, Christine.
You hear it, Chrissy?
Yeah. It's spooky music.
I don't hear it.
Oh my gosh. Can y'all in chat hear it? That's weird, Christine G, that you can't hear it. And Dr. B
don't
can
know.
even hear it.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe I like lost that. You know how like when your ears ring and it means that you'll never hear that frequency again?
Yeah, but I mean, like, bruh, it's.
I can't hear.
All right,
Everybody in
now-
chat can.
There, that's a good volume, yeah? Okay. All right, now tell the Bloody Mary story. I'm going to run and get my drink. I'll be right back.
I don't really do Bloody Mary or anything like that because I'm so superstitious and stuff. I'm like too scared to do it. That I won't mess with. It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's scary.
I'm like, I don't want to stand in front of a mirror in the dark and say Bloody Mary 3 times. Like, nah, I'm good.
I remember like there was like a movie or something about that, and then my daughter made me like go with her to the bathroom in the middle of the night for like a long time.
Yep. Yeah. No, I never really do that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm sure I did when I was little or younger, the kids, but nah.
When I was a kid, we used to play this game at my grandma's house, and God, I know that place was haunted. And we used to we had a bunch of cousins, and like all the cousins would like sit in a circle, and then like this one of my cousins was like really little and petite, and she was older than me, so she was like brave enough to do it. But she would like lay down on the ground, and everybody would just like put like 2 fingers, like put both hands, but like 2 fingers underneath like her back or her legs or whatever, and then everybody would sit there and say, light as a feather, stiff as a board, light as a feather, stiff as a board. And then like the spirits were supposed to like pick her up and like into the air.
Yeah.
So I was already gone by then because I was scared.
So my mom actually told me that she did that and it worked. Like it actually worked.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like your mom told me this story too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think somebody in the chat said that it worked for them too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never got to see if it worked or not because I was scared.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
Where can we go for our ghost hunting adventure? I want to go.
Yeah, there's a lot around here, for sure.
Like,
So
let's just start slow.
Yeah.
Let's go to an easy one. Let's go to an easy one. Let me ease
Doing
into
some,
it.
at, like they have some at like old antique stores that are haunted. So if you're creeped out by dolls, you might not want to go. But they have like a
have you?
store.
You know that big castle that's like in like on the way to Los Angeles? It's like Winchester, the Winchester House.
Well, Winchester's house is in San Jose.
Yeah, so down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you like? Is that one like that like interesting to you, or is that like?
So they don't open it up to paranormal investigation. They just do like during Halloween time, like a haunted house kind of thing, but it's like more fictional based, and it would be interesting, but they don't allow it because it's so.
Have you ever been to like a place that like you thought like the caretaker of the place was like messing with you?
No, because it's like all my equipment and stuff, so it's like I know it's real.
Yeah.
So.
How much do you think you have invested in this hobby so far?
Probably. Oh, the music got super loud all of a sudden.
I still can't hear it.
Oh wow! No, it's like loud. Other people probably can hear it. They're probably like, "What are you saying?" Probably. How much have I invested? I don't know. Like, not that much. Probably like $500 so far. Well, in like my equipment, and then I
guess it could be worse to like gamble or something.
Yeah. There's a lot of inexpensive equipment. I know in the chat people are talking about creating their paranormal investigation kit and all that. And one of the cheapest things you can buy that is very effective is the little cat toys that light up. I've used those a lot on my investigations, and we have a lot of evidence of them just like being tapped and rolling on their own and all of that. So those are really helpful. Those are good ones.
Oh wow.
Really?
I didn't think that's a good idea. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you can get like a 6-pack on Amazon for like $5. And we just
I think I just heard ooh.
What'd you say?
Sorry. I think I
Christine
just heard like a ghost.
just now heard the music. She's just now heard the music. Bless it.
What's wrong with me? I'm backwards, you guys.
You're buffering.
No, I'm backwards. I'll probably hecka hear the ghost.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, those little cat toys, they're amazing. Just set them kind of like all around the room, and they'll respond to you and they'll tap those things like on their own and light up. And I've had them roll across the room. Those are really fun, really inexpensive too. Just kind of any brand. Just look on Amazon, type in cat toys, like the little cat ball ones that light up, and you could find them pretty easily.
Now, when you're doing these paranormal investigations, and you were talking about um, the difference between a spirit and an entity, um, we here at the ward refer to all of the demons as Dabook, even though obviously they're not all Dabooks, because a Dabook is a human spirit, and a demon is something that was never a human, but it's just a joke that I make because I just like the word. I like the word because it's fancier than demon. It sounds worse too. It sounds like a demon you really don't want to trifle with. But how do you know when you're getting, because they're able to give intelligent responses? So how do you differentiate between a spirit of a human, right, and something else, something that is an entity or a Dabook or a demon or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes you might not know. And so it really just depends on like I was saying earlier, like the energy, and the kind of responses that you're getting. Sometimes they're just straight up negative and horrible. And, you hear, like a lot of our EVPs and stuff, sometimes we get them on there that are like, their voices and stuff, and the things they say are like really negative.
Like, give me an example, babe, of something that, because I'm thinking of, human beings can be really negative, right?
Yeah.
So, like, give me an example of something that is more demonic than human as far as negativity goes.
Well, like what?
Like
Like
screaming?
No, I would say stuff that can like more so like possess you or change your like feelings and like emotion and make you angry, or almost like, because I mean I've seen some where it was like, ooh, like I don't want to mess with that, like somebody getting really angry and wanting to like fight you, or more of like that type of thing. I haven't come into a ton of contact with that sort of thing.
Right.
So it's like, I haven't seen it like too firsthand, but it's more of like the energy that is like they take over some people's bodies and their
I
mind.
see.
Yeah.
So it's less about the actual words that they use and more about their presence is
Yeah.
negative.
Yeah, I'd say
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Sure.
Heavier, darker.
Yeah, darker
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
And I mean, sometimes you might not know. We could be fooled, and we could be talking to somebody, and then it might be demonic or something. You don't know,
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
Because
why-
I've always heard that demons use children's voices to trick.
Yeah.
So I always, whenever because I watch the paranormal investigations on YouTube, and I obviously watch them on TV, not as much as I used to on TV anymore. But anyway, like every time I'm always like super cautious when I hear a child come through, because it's sad to think that whatever it is that you're supposed to pass on to, that of all the people in the world, that children wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? That is kind of a sad thought, that they maybe are unaware, or they're stuck, or because everybody has different ideology. So, but yeah, that's, it's sad to think that they might be confused,
Yeah, I know, exactly. And that's why you got to be really careful with this sort of thing too,
Mhm.
And so I'm not one to ever, I don't know, if it's a new place, I definitely don't want to go there by myself. But like I go with people that have been doing this a long time, and like, there's people who've been doing this for 20, 30, 40 years even. And so they know a lot more about it than I do. And so it's really, I'm still learning, and so
Mhm.
so I like to go to new places that are more, have a history or have a reputation, I can't even talk. Have a what's the word I'm looking for?
I know.
Yes.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? they have
I
like
do.
a history. Yeah, they have a history of being negative and that
I
like
see.
energy. Yeah. So then like I always be
How?
really careful for sure.
So like, because like you could be like talking like so nice to them, and then like it be like the bad guy ghost. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it could. It could.
So
And then you
if
do the sage.
Exactly. That's why you do that, because you don't want anything following you home. For sure. And there's portals. Some places have them, some don't. But there are definitely portals. So like, portals are where it's kind of the doorway for spirits to come through, kind of like what the Ouija board does, but you're not opening it up, it's already there. So that's why that place is so haunted. And you
right.
could potentially get, you know you could get family members, you could be
Hmm.
talking to your grandmother that just passed away a month ago, because they're coming through that portal to communicate with you. Or you could be talking to, somebody who actually died there. You could be talking to that's how kind of the demonic stuff might come in.
Hmm.
So, the portals is, that's kind of a cool thing, I think.
So it sounds to me like what your advice would be to people who are listening like now, and then anybody that would hear it on the replay, is that for your first time out, you definitely would want to go with paranormal investigators who are experienced.
Yes,
How
exactly.
does one, if let's say I wanted to go do a paranormal investigation with somebody, how would I go about contacting
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Finding a group local to me to do that.
Well,
Yeah.
Chrissy.
Yeah, right.
Christy is not local to me, though, maniac. I suppose she could tell me who the local Floridians are.
Oh, right. So what I usually, it's kind of funny. So like the way that I find haunted locations, because it's like, you don't know what you don't know. So I don't even know half these places exist, right? But
Right.
then I find them because I do watch all the ghost shows and stuff on Discovery Plus or Travel Channel. And even if they're not even that good of shows, I like to see where they're going. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where I get these destinations. And I'll specifically like Google, like, hey, like ghost adventure episodes in California. And then I'll see all the episodes and I'll watch them. And then I'll be like, oh, I'm going to Google that and research it and see if there's any sort of contact I could get a hold of to go there.
Can you tell right away when people are full of shit? Like,
yeah,
when they're
Ghost Adventures. I love that show, but recent episodes,
Mm-hmm.
they do a bit much, and they're big on like provoking spirits. I do know that Zach Bagans, he did like, because I know people that like have done tours with him and they've been on TV and everything, and he legitimately knows what he's doing, and he's been to school for this kind of stuff. But the way he does it, a lot of people don't appreciate, and so that's why he loses followers because of that, all the provoking and such.
I've never even seen an episode of that show because it looks scary.
It's not that scary, but what I would say is, I think for me, when I changed my opinion of him was he did a Halloween special, and it's been fairly recent, within the last like 2-3 years, and it was out at his museum, and he had Robert the Doll and Annabelle and Charles Manson's TV that was in his cell. And the guy that brought Annabelle in, implicitly and explicitly, under no circumstances, it was very clear, don't touch the doll, right? What does Zach Bagans do? Touches the doll.
Yeah.
And I also always felt bad for Aaron. Poor Aaron. Aaron was
know.
always the one that got stuck in the morgue of the hospital, alone, locked up in a dark ass room with just him and his EVP recorder, bless his heart.
Yeah.
And then he did do the Dubuque box, the Dybbuk box.
I've actually seen that in person. It's amazing. Yeah.
I don't
It's,
really want to have anything to do. That one, the Dybbuk scares me a little bit more than a demon, even.
Yeah. 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 Those, so I've been to the haunted museum, Zach Bagan's haunted museum, like 4 or 5 times. And
Uh-huh.
that place is amazing, especially if you like the true crime stuff. Also paranormal, of course. But he has some amazing like artifacts, and like just the museum tour alone is amazing. And you definitely feel energy there for sure.
Right.
And the box that you're talking about is like he has it on display, but like when he takes you go on the tour, you can't stay in that room for an extended period of time. They keep you moving and you can't like stop and stare at it. And they've had like people react and pass out right in front of it. So that one, those haunted objects and all that kind of stuff, like that stuff is for sure real. Like I definitely believe that for sure.
Doesn't he have like what is it, the wall that the gangsters were standing in front of when they were all shot? What is it that he has? Something relative to, like, I'm talking about like the 1920s gangsters, the 1920s mob, when they were what was it called? Something like a Bloody Sunday, or what am I thinking of? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So
And they were shot up with the Tommy guns, and and doesn't he have like a piece of wall or something with the bullet
Scarface.
holes?
yeah.
No, not Scarface, babe. No,
Oh.
this was like up north.
He has
That was movie number 2.
so he has some crazy stuff in there. He has like, what's his name? Dr.
Kevorkian. He has the
Kevorkian.
van.
He has the van in there. That one's really cool. He has, let's see, he has like the furniture piece that Michael Jackson died on. He has,
Whoa.
yeah, he has like the pill bottles that like different actors overdosed on. He has like all this crazy stuff in there. He has a whole serial killer exhibit. It's pretty cool.
Murder merch.
Yeah.
Well,
but
what
the
serial
wall-
killer stuff does he have?
Oh,
And besides Charles Manson, which doesn't even count because he didn't actually kill anybody. Well, that's not true. He did kill that one guy, but that's it.
well, pretty much everybody. So any big ones you can name, he has it.
Like one of the skin belts or skin lamps.
Yeah, he has like,
Ooh,
what was the guy? I don't know my bigs, like all my cereal.
we'll know it.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Describe it.
just
Okay.
This is trivia.
The
Go.
guy, okay, what's his name? The guy we were talking about earlier, from the Cecil.
Oh, Richard Ramirez.
Yeah,
Night
he has
Stalker.
a bunch of his stuff there. He has
Okay, you
like,
got that one, Jen. I'm next.
he has like
Okay.
all this like satanic stuff that these serial killers would like write on paper, and then like they would pee on the piece of paper, and like he has the original one with like their pee and like blood on it. It's so gross. And it's
Wait,
like,
does he have the West Memphis 3 kids stuff?
the what?
Those
The-
are not
the-
serial killers, maniac. No.
I know, but that's
No,
satanic.
he wouldn't. They're not Satanists either.
Well, whatever.
He has,
Marilyn Manson.
oh yeah, that he has a lot of his stuff.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson, but not
Marilyn
West Memphis
Manson.
3, you maniac.
Oh. Chrissy, tell us about the Travel Channel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, I was interviewed by the Travel Channel because you guys know that show Portals to Hell on.
Yes.
Okay. So
No,
Portals to
sounds
Hell
scary.
with Jack Osborne. He's Ozzy Osbourne's son, Jack Osborne.
Yeah.
He does a bunch of paranormal investigations, and he has his own show called Portals to Hell. And they were thinking about doing an episode at the Carey House in Placerville, California. And they like interviewed me and stuff, and because I had like some stuff happen and like evidence. And so they interviewed me, and then they decided to do an episode there. So that was pretty cool.
Is the Carey House like a hotel now?
Yeah, Yeah, it's
Oh my
it's a
gosh.
hotel, and you can actually go stay in one of their haunted rooms.
Dude,
Um,
Brendan redid like all the plumbing for that because they just like they had to like redo the whole plumbing, like a whole repipe, and it's like such an old place. And Brendan was there for like weeks doing the plumbing there.
Oh wow.
Somebody we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's
that's pretty
crazy.
cool. Yeah, and then the guy that, so the Carey House in Placerville is where I did my first ever paranormal investigation, just on a regular tour, and that's how I got hooked. And so that place, we did like a sensory deprivation experiment. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I would love to have that.
Yes, so those are amazing. It's pretty much where you wear noise canceling headphones and you wear like a mask, so you can't see, you can't hear, and all you're doing, well, you can't hear other people. So what you're doing is you're just wearing like the headphones to hear the spirit box, and all you're doing is you're just saying what you hear. So like if you hear hello or you hear whistling, you would just announce that to the room. And then the idea is that everybody else in the room is asking questions and you're answering them without even realizing it.
See, I think that's an awesome way to much better, like it, where you know how you get in a group with people and people will start hearing things like it's a shared experience, even though, you know what I'm saying, and somebody will agree that they heard something that they actually didn't hear. There's that whole phenomenon. I forget what the technical term for it is because it's 10:42. So my brain's done for the night. So like for big words. But I think doing it that way would be amazing because the person who can't hear anything.
I can't hear anything anyway.
Well, that's perfect for you.
Yeah.
You could just be the ghost translator.
Yeah. Exactly.
Especially because you love to just yell out answers. So this would be awesome. Perfect for you.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking when that video was playing and all those other people are talking in the background? And I was like, man, that's why I asked that question about like, are you like possessive over your like ghost experience? Because like I can barely be on this live like and not have to host it myself. Like I can't handle other people talking all the time too. So like I don't know how I would go with that.
Well, see, there you go. That's why we would put you in the sensory deprivation area for you. You wouldn't
in the parking lot.
Correct. You wouldn't have to focus on anything else. You just have your one job and it would be perfect. You wouldn't even hear anybody else talking except for the spirits. It would be perfect for you.
This sounds like a plan.
I agree. Sign us up, Chrissy. We're both down to do it.
Well, the craziest one too, when I did that, is there was actually like a bunch of Spanish that was coming through, and that was like, wow, I haven't heard that before. And so we were like, okay, there's Spanish, but I don't speak Spanish. I didn't know what they were saying, right?
I kind of do.
And yeah, right. And then, but then what we didn't realize is in the group, there was a lady who was a Spanish teacher. And so they were speaking Spanish through me to her.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I didn't really know what they were saying, but I was like, oh, well, they're speaking Spanish. And she's like, what? So anyway, that was pretty cool.
Chrissy's like, but we didn't realize it was actually German.
Yeah.
I can just hear Christine. 9, Schnell. Oh, let me say my other third word that I know in German. Scheiße. It's the 3 words I know. 9, Chanel, and Scheiße. That's it.
I know a bunch of curse words in Spanish, so I'd probably be
Of course
helpful.
You do. I do too. That's what I would be able to translate. Oh my God, this is the most potty mouth ghost I've ever heard in my life.
This sounds fun. Sounds like a plan.
It does
I want to
sound
go
fun.
so bad. No, but me and Chrissy, we're going.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And
really
You better
Come to
get that in
California.
writing, like in Sharpie, Chrissy. Don't give her an
No, I
opportunity
really
to
want
back
to.
up.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring my daughter.
You should
so
do it. You
I
should
have- I'm
totally
gonna-
do it.
I'm bringing my daughter, so she'll protect me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your 14-year-old.
Yeah. I only have to run faster than her.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
You can't run faster because you told us already you broke your knee dancing at your wedding. What the hell dancing were you doing?
I know. I remember that when that happened to you.
I was literally on stable ground. I wasn't even on the yacht anymore.
Right, but were you trying to do some kind of, I don't even know, like what kind of
No, I was
dancing?
probably just trying to walk, and then there was music playing.
You're like me. I can trip over air. But I've never broken anything, knock on wood.
I did. Remember, I had surgery, and I had to. Remember, Chrissy, I had surgery. It took me like 6 months to recover from that wedding.
Yeah, you like really broke your leg.
I had to like relearn how to like walk and bend my knee and everything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a big day.
And then they dropped your wedding cake on the ground.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
So maybe when you take Christine to do the ghost, the paranormal investigation, just put her in a wagon. Just pull her.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna be in the parking lot investigating. Okay.
You'll be
my
fine.
Gosh. You'll be fine.
I'm gonna smoke hella weed. That's what, and then I'll be totally fine.
There you go. Whatever you got to do.
Yeah, you do.
But don't let fear keep you from having the experience. That's what I say.
No,
Because you know what?
I
I bet you if you were able to ask a spirit what they regret, I guarantee you most of them, I mean, obviously people that are, well, unalivers probably, maybe they have a regret of things they did. But most people, when they die, regret what they didn't do, not what they did. So don't be that, like on your deathbed being like, well, fuck, I should have done a paranormal investigation before I turned into a paranormal investigation. Know what I mean?
God damn it, Jen. You really just had to turn this into like a life epiphany moment for me.
Of course I did. Of course I did. Of course I did. You know me, I like to do that higher level thinking. I'd also encourage you because I know it's something that like you really want to do.
I do.
So, you know, don't
My
make
friend,
if
my
all
friend
else
is-
fails, you know I'm gonna bust out with the I triple dog dare you. So don't fuck with me, Christine. I'll make you go.
my friend is in here like listening, ear hustling on this live right now, and I know because he keeps texting me about everything we're saying, and he volunteered to be the camera guy, so we can go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so I'll have
perfect.
So I'll have somebody that I can outrun, and it'll be fun.
Christine, we've talked about this. This is not Zombieland. The only time you have to you don't have to be the fastest runner. You just have to outrun one person is in a zombie situation. This is ghosts. Running is really not going to help you. They're ghosts.
No.
Damn it. Okay. Well, I'm still gonna do it anyway. We'll all go as a big fun group.
Maybe you should go and just put like a circle of salt. Stand in a circle of salt.
Oh yeah, Chrissy, is that a thing? Can you like draw a circle with the chalk?
That's more like witch stuff. That's more like I've never done that, but that's more like seance
stuff.
that's like witch stuff, or like seance stuff is the best word for that. Yeah.
For salt or for chalk?
Well, they straight up draw like circles and like have like a bubble that like
I'm not a witch.
And like I don't know. It's interesting. I want to attend a seance just to experience it, but those are trippy.
My nana used to do them. So my nana would be my great nana. My nana Ketha used to hold seances in Mexico. That's where she's.
To like get the demon out?
Yeah. What?
To get the demon out?
I don't know. That's an exorcism.
Yeah, no, or like seances, like you can talk to like the dead. It's kind of like what they do. Yeah. They're held with the express intent of mostly contacting a specific spirit. Yeah. Not just random ones, not just being like,
Hey, spirits, what's up? Anybody want to
Yeah.
talk? No, these are to contact a specific
Yeah,
spirit.
Like Whoopi Goldberg.
Spirit. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
another
like
movie I've seen.
like Ghost, like that.
That is
yes.
number 3
Look
in
at
one
you.
night, and you make sure that you tell
And
Wolfman
none of
Man
these
when you see
movies
him.
are from this decade. So well played, ma'am. Oh,
Anyways,
I'm sorry. You know, I just like to give you a hard time about your 3 movies. But I will say this, the 3 movies you know are good movies. I love them all. I do love Ghost. I do love Scarface.
you guys are making my friend think that I'm a dork.
We are doing that. Okay.
I'm really cool.
She's super cool, just not about movies. It's okay. Nobody's a
You're
10.
cool. I don't know if you're really cool, Christine.
Oh my gosh. Whatever. Hey, I have one more question, Christy. What does your husband think about this? Like, is he on board,
that's
or
a
is he
good
like,
idea. Yeah,
or is
that's
he
a good
like, oh, you're
question.
silly, or what?
So yeah, that's a good question. So my husband was raised in a very strict religious household, and he was raised to all spirits are demons. There's no good spirits. Ghosts, that's not a thing. It's all demonic. But I have definitely, once I got into all of this, he was kind of like, okay, you sure you want to do that? But, he doesn't really believe all of that, like what he was raised to. But I started doing it, and I've brought him to a couple of them for sure. And
he's a good sport.
Huh?
He's a good sport.
Yeah, he is. He'll do it for me to make me happy.
Aw.
But it's not his favorite thing. He's just not as into it, and kind of like, you just go do your thing, with your like-minded people, and
That's a good kind of husband.
That's a good husband though.
Yeah, and he really likes to hear all about it, and if I have any good evidence, he's all about seeing it and hearing it, but he's not one to get super into it with me.
Yeah.
Because it's not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah, I would imagine that if you were raised in certain faiths, or it would be a difficult concept, because the whole religion thing is basically you pass away, and there's only like 3 places you can go, right?
Yeah.
And here on earth ain't one of them, right? So I would imagine that would be difficult to wrap your mind around. It sort of defeats the purpose. Like, why are you being good if you're just gonna be walking the earth any damn way? You might as well live it up. That's not an encouragement. I'm not endorsing just YOLOing it, okay? Because you can, still try to be a good person as much as you can. My mission statement is don't be a dick. Still, I haven't changed.
Well, and some people that are stuck, spirits that are stuck, those could be the bad ones. You never know. Those could be the ones in limbo that haven't been able to move on because they weren't a good person, or they still have, there's something they don't want to move on because of what they've done.
You're right. Something unresolved.
Yeah.
Which, doesn't that just really sum up the entire human experience pretty much?
Yeah.
So let's see, Christine, is that the kind of ghost you want to be? Something with unresolved issues? No. You want to be the ghost that has done all the things you wanted to do in life, and then you can pass on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell no, I'm not sticking around.
Go do the haunt. I'm going to stick around because I want to be the ghost that just fucks with people.
I'm
I
not.
think it would
I'm
be
not.
fun.
If this was like Nintendo, I'm on the next level after this one. I'm out. I'm on Bowser's level right now, and I'm out after this. I'm gone.
You're done. You're gonna fight the big boss, and then that's it. Mission accomplished. Game completed. Done.
This is that
Gotcha.
round the.
Well, this has been very.
Chrissy,
We're
you're
gonna have to have you
fascinating.
back, Chrissy, for sure.
Yeah.
Because
You
I
did a
have a
great
ton of.
job.
You did a really, really great job. You've explained everything really, really well, and
I'm all questioned out.
I am too, and I like your stories, and I know that when
Aw.
I get off of here, I'm gonna have like 11 billion other questions. So then you'll have to come back for sure, so I can ask my 11 billion questions that I have that I forgot to ask you currently.
Definitely. Yeah, and then maybe I have a lot of EVP, like voices and stuff. So maybe like by then I'll be able to.
Oh yeah, get me the audio, Chrissy, and I will enhance it.
Yeah, I'll have Christine
Yeah.
help me get all that audio together and like trim it down and all that stuff, because sometimes it's just you get nothing for 10 minutes and then all of a sudden there's something. So
Right. I will say Christine does know how to fix audio. She's helped me many times, and she's good at it. She's good at enhancing the audio without messing it up. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't alter it. All she does is clean it up and make it loud. That's it.
yeah, that would be fun. So I will
Chrissy, I can't wait to talk about where we're going to go, because I really do want to.
Yeah, and I have a few more
And the hubby can watch my son, and everybody will be happy.
Yay.
Yeah, so
You definitely have to video it though, Christine, and come back and let us watch you. You have to. Well,
I'm gonna come back. Okay, we're not going anywhere scary.
Come back. Okay, I want you to yes, I do want you to come back from your investigation, right? But I also then want you to come back more and come back on the panel and tell us all about it.
Yeah, we're gonna.
You have to do it.
We'll plan it for sure. And I will. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for having me, ladies.
Oh, you're so welcome.
I'm excited to show you more evidence again soon.
Absolutely.
Chrissy girl, prettiest girl in the whole wide world.
Oh yeah. Song. Gotta close with the song.
Love you, Chrissy. Love you. Thanks for coming on here. Thanks for doing me this favor.
I can't wait to hear those EVPs. Those are the ones I love the most. I love an EVP.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll definitely have to go through those. I'm excited.
Absolutely. Maybe we could try to get it done by close to Halloween.
Oh, I have a due date? No, I'm just kidding.
No. Just the EVP things. Just because wouldn't that be fun for Halloween to do something, a little? Because last year I did like horror movies that were based on some of them looser than others, like true stories. So this would be, I need to like step up my game, and if I could bust out an EVP, hells yeah. I love all
you
this
can
scary
just give
stuff.
me your recorders when you guys go to the haunted house next weekend.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay home.
Yeah. I'll do that. I'm taking Christine's daughter, my niece. I'm taking her to haunted houses, fictional ones, of course, not real.
That'll be so fun, though. Those are fun. I like haunted houses.
So while they're doing that, I'll stay home and edit audio with ghosts, and it'll be fine.
Perfect. That sounds like an excellent plan.
Yeah.
Yay! All right, ladies. Thank you
All right,
so much, Chrissy.
you're gonna bounce. Thanks for being here, Christine. Thank you for being here, Chrissy.
Yes, thank you for having me, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
All right, bye, babe. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for having my baby cousin on, Jen Lou.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for suggesting that I have your baby cousin on, Christine.
Isn't she so
That's
interesting?
Neat. Very.
No, I'm not even saying it just because I love her, but she's just so bubbly, and like that's just totally her personality. Like so friendly, like party planning and out there, and she's
welcoming to this life people and the afterlife people, and I appreciate that. Those
very respectful.
Good people are hard to find, so you got to really like celebrate them when you do.
Shout out to her hubby, because he is a keeper. He's a good guy.
Yes. Shout out to the supportive hubs. Hells yeah. Speaking of supportive, If you haven't done so already, could you please give me a thumbs up on the stream? It helps get me in the algorithm, and I'd appreciate it very much.
And I'm just gonna say bye to my ear hustling friend because I know you're still there. All right, Jen, I'm gonna love you so much. Thanks for
All
having
right,
me
love
back
you
again.
too. Oh, you're
I will-
welcome, babe. Thanks for coming.
Bye, everybody in chat. Thank you guys for being so nice. Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, you guys. Well, wasn't that so fun for a Halloween night? Well, not really Halloween, but Halloween time. Because, you know, Halloween's not just one night. It's a whole last month for the Jen Lou. So thanks you guys all for being here and being so cool and chatting and just asking great questions. And you guys are a cool bunch. You know, I adore all of you. I just want to close with this. Alice has met Dr. B, and Alice approves of Dr. B. In fact, she is quite fond of our Dr. B. And so also, the ever aloof Mac also loves Dr. B. In fact, he got up on the bed and cuddled with her. Mm-hmm. And Nestor is 111 billion% in love with Dr. B. He'd be following her around. She speaks to him in Bosnian. He just sits there and looks at her all adoringly. So, yes, we are having the time of our lives. But I won't forget my word, fam. And we will, like I said, tomorrow is no court, so no stream in the morning. Maybe I'll come live. I don't know. Maybe Dr. B and I will go live together and just kick it. Who knows? So be on the
group hug seance.
Yes, a group hug seance. All right, you guys, have a wonderful rest of your Sunday night, and I will talk to y'all later. Y'all stay safe out on these YouTube streets and on the real streets, because you know, big and dicey out there.